Hard and Pickle, and today we're over-engineering something yet again. Episode 4 billion of us taking a simple project and over-engineering it. But you know what? I love to do it. And that's what we are going to be doing today with this waterfall. Now, if you were here for our last stream, you would know that we are currently trying to make 3,400 plastic and rubber in our rocket fuel city. It's a city based around rocket fuel, but we are also making a couple other products here and there. However, I have allocated a quarter of this factory for my plastic and rubber, but unfortunately I didn't quite realize how much room this was going to take up. So rather than just expanding the factory, I've decided to build a dam, but it's actually going to be related to this factory. The way that I'm going to try and do this is as follows. So yeah, this is the waterfall that I'm going to be working around, and we are currently in the very northeast part of the map. Now what I want to try and do is get a road coming out of there. You can just about see a road already down there. A road coming out of there, bring it straight down here, hopefully over that waterfall there, if I can go out that far, preferably I can. Get around there. And then I want to try and build my factory here. However, when it comes to this particular waterfall as well, I want to try and have a dam with some concrete around here as well, and maybe even another factory somewhere here. I don't know what I'm doing. I might even add a train. Do I want to add a train? No, not really. No. I might do a train. I probably won't, but I might do a train. However, I have also got another road coming out here as well. But I don't quite know what to do with it. I mean, in theory, it would actually make sense for me to use this road, because here is where I've got all my refineries, and this is where I want the product to go. I don't particularly want my pipes to be going all the way around there, but the problem is, I don't know what to do with this road. What I could do is build the road out here, have it come down this way, then have it jut out the dam, which I think could look really cool, having the road go out with the waterfalls left and right, and then build a concrete structure there and there. In fact, I might even do that. Yeah, and then go back by 100-ish meters maybe, then build our factory. 100 meters, actually that's probably not far enough. Maybe 20, 30, 40 foundations. I'm trying to think, I don't know. I literally just thought of this plan about 5 minutes before I got my thumbnail and title ready for today's stream, so I haven't fully thought everything through just yet. However, I do want it to be a fun stream. Hopefully it's going to be nice and relaxed. There's going to be lots of brainstorming today. But overall, I hope that it's going to go well, and welcome to everyone tuning in. And of course, I should probably reference this. I'm using fluid trucks again for this project. I know I've already used fluid trucks over there, but they're new. I might even use regular trucks as well. We'll see how it goes. Because I have got room over here to actually build another fluid truck station. So I don't see why I shouldn't. That actually sounds quite interesting. 12.5 foundations? Yeah, it's definitely not enough, is it? So at least 20 or 30 foundations out. Damn that sound. What is that sound? What is that sound? That is an awful sound. Is that the hover pack? No. I would love to know what that noise is so I can just get rid of it completely. Okay, so it's not part of effects. Also, excuse the buggy screen. It's bugged. What can I say? Music? Do you see the audio? What is that? Do that very quickly. Can I get rid of that bug? There we go. Yeah, there's quite a few bugs in the game at the minute. UI? I can't imagine this is UI related. It is? So maybe it is to do with the hover pack then. That is really weird. Oh well. At the end of yesterday's stream, we started our logistics for these 50 refineries. And in case you're wondering what exactly logistic-wise and production-wise we're doing today, this is it. 2,000 plastic. It sounds really simple, but because of the amount of architectural elements that we have to try and build today, I don't know how much of this we can get done. Hopefully we can get a decent chunk of it complete, but let's see. As of right now, our 50 refineries are making 1,000 rubber and 1,000 heavy oil residue, 500 of which is going somewhere else, but the other 500 will then be used to make our fuel when combined with water. I've already got all of our water set up, I've got all of our crude oil set up, and hopefully all of our rubber should be produced today. So in theory, the only thing I've really got left to do is just to make the fuel and make the plastic. And again, we are definitely over-engineering this, but I'm hoping with the factory that I'm making now, I can use it for something else in the future. So, swings and roundabouts, as they say. Is it the jetpack? I haven't got the jetpack on me. I've only got the hover pack. My jetpack's in my dimensional depot, unless I've lost it. No, it's there. Yeah, I really don't know what it is. Oh well. Because I wasn't there earlier. I was playing Satisfactory earlier with audio and it was completely fine. That's only just happened since I started streaming. Weird. If I remember correctly, we joined everything up here yesterday, so everything's going to the right place. Heavy oil residue, did I sort out that? I thought I did, but clearly not. And again, I want to try and split it up 500, 500. So let's come to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. This is what we want. Welcome, Johnny. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome, all shining fish. Hope that you're doing good as well. And of course, welcome, Vinod. There we go. Elevates you up there by 2. Great. Okay. Nice. In that case, we don't do that. I wouldn't mind you coming around this side, though. Unless, can I join you with maybe this? If I use straight mode? No, could you go straight through there? Okay. What if I try this then instead? Okay, so straight mode has decided to not be straight again. You just woke up. Well, good morning. Hopefully it will be a good day. I'm doing alright. I don't know how I'll be doing in 10 minutes from now. Or by the end of the stream. But as of right this very second, we are doing good. Thank you. I would appreciate if that went there. Join you up with this. Join you up with that. Same thing here. So now everything is connected to each other. And in fact, it would almost make sense if it did this, I think. Brilliant. I actually quite like that. 1, 2. As much as this is rather simple, it also functions. So, I am completely fine with that. As long as it functioned, then, yeah, I'm happy. And also, as long as it doesn't look awful. If it looks dreadful, then I won't be happy. But no, this doesn't look like the worst thing I've ever made, so that's good. I wonder, what is the worst thing I've ever made? It has to be that drone port from last season, right? Until I fixed it and completely redid it, it was dreadful. Okay. Let me also turn up the audio here a little bit in the background. There we go. Now, I would like you to come around here. In hopefully a straight fashion, but I guess not, sorry. There. Are you lined up with this? No. You're miles off, damn. That's better. You're then going to go somewhere here. Like so. Why are you doing that? Oh, I see, because you're bent as well. Why are you... Okay. I don't know. Wait, why? Oh, I know why there's only 2 of you. Because I've got to try and get you now, don't I? Okay. I know how I can do this. All about staying calm. And not wanting to smash your monitor. If I do this... There we go. So the remainder of the heavy oil residue in that pipe now connects with this pipe over here, which should now mean I have got all of my heavy oil residue meeting here. Fantastic. Also, by the way, chat, I will try to be live tomorrow. I won't be live Saturday, but I am going to have that Let's Game It Out. Typical. The Let's Game It Out video coming out. So hopefully it will be a rather interesting watch. I really enjoyed making it, though. Just finished it earlier on today, actually. That's not straight. Lovely. I'm hoping... No, that's not going to go over there, is it? No. Okay. That's fine. Just have you come down like that, then. Just like so. And both of these are 500 as well. So everything's split into 500. Okay. I think that's good. I mean, it sounds good. So... I'm just going to pretend it is good. Fantastic. The last thing to do now, and it's the thing I probably should have done first, but it doesn't really matter, is make sure that everything has enough crude oil. Let's start with this. I'm going to bring you around here. Like that. Then bring you to here. Is that a bit too far back? It is definitely too far back, yes. Okay. Smart splitter plus priority meter combo is the best for overflow. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. I saw your message earlier, by the way, saying that you're working on a new factory. How's that going? Hopefully it's going nice and smooth. There. I mean, that is what I wanted to try and do, but it seems quite sharp. Can I try and make this a bit nicer looking? Use maybe auto? I mean, that's fine. It works. It works. Don't sound too surprised, but it does work. Okay. And I would prefer if you just go straight into here, because I believe this requires 300 crude oil. Is everything overclocked? No. So let's go ahead and overclock what needs to be overclocked, which I'm pretty sure is only the last refinery here. To 200%. This way, because as of right now, I've only got 9 refineries per row, because the 10th one didn't fit. If I overclock the last one there, it then means it's the equivalent of 10 refineries in a row, which is then 300 crude oil, which is very simple to work with, so that's why I'm doing that. How's that? Fantastic. Oh, wrong button. Honestly, thank goodness for Satisfactory, because otherwise, I don't know what I'd be streaming. I might play Arc Raiders, I suppose I would have. Crimson Desert looks fine. The thing is with Crimson Desert, the game does look really good, but I'm one of those players that needs to be, I don't know, captured by a world and feel like I'm actually playing in that, or not realistic, in that world, in that environment. With Crimson Desert, I find it quite difficult to do that, because one minute you're in a medieval village, the next minute you're fighting a robot, then the next minute you're back in another medieval village, then there's a steam train going past you. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know. But overall, the game looks really good, just not for me. I do think it's getting a lot of hate though. Actually, it's very mixed, I'd say. It's very mixed. Some people are saying it's the best game ever to have come out. I'm not sure about that. It's definitely good, but how much hours can I really put into it? I'm not quite sure. There we go, lovely. So that's our very first row done. Next row. And that's one of the things I actually quite disliked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before on the channel. But one minute you're playing as a Viking, the next minute you're playing as a woman in Los Angeles. It's like, there's a certain word I'm looking for that begins with O. It slipped out of my mind now. Oh well. Obscure, no. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay. I think auto worked quite nicely last time, so let's continue now with this. Good. I have to make sure to leave a bit of room underneath there, just in case I am going to be adding in those fluid trucks. I need to have an easy access for them. Actually, I realized a mistake that I made in our last stream, which I am going to have to go and fix after I do this. Ooh, how's that actually? Yeah, you do bend it a little bit. There we go. Lovely. There's a new game you want to try, like Subnautica, but exactly opposite. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. So we've got 2 more. Is that correct? 3, it says so. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, that's actually fine. There we go. Oh, you just glitched through there. In fact, all of you, dude. Oh. That's okay. What I could do is this maybe. Yeah, there we go. You're actually fine. That's good. Okay. Nudge that back slightly. And do the exact same thing that we just did, except you're not going to work because there isn't a great height difference between you two. That's okay. What I can try and do here instead is this. How's that? Okay. I don't like how it goes slightly down like that. So instead, I'm wondering, can I do a very similar sort of thing, but half nudge it? Is that the problem? Is it just a half nudge? Immersed. That's the word I was thinking of earlier, which doesn't start with O. But I like to feel immersed in a world. Have you noticed some crashed drop pods reappearing? Someone yesterday said the exact same thing. I haven't noticed it myself. Tomorrow, I am actually doing an exploration stream where I just go out hunting for items. So I suppose we are going to find out tomorrow. But if that is the case, definitely do try and get all the hard drives before they remove them again. Ooh. What is going to be the best way to deal with this? Let's see. I'll just get rid of this. I'm not really a massive fan of how this looks anyway. And in case you're wondering where the dismantle sound's gone, there's a weird audio... I don't know if it's a bug. But there's something quite weird going on with my audio, so I've had to turn it off. I don't like that either. How the heck am I going to deal with this? In a nice looking way, at least. How about if I bring you all out to the same starting area? And try it again? There we go. Welcome, Will. Hope that you're doing good. Thoughts on 1.2? I'm liking it. Yeah, I think it's good. Is it enough for an entire year's worth of content? No. But as of right now, it's fine. I don't mind it at all. How about yourself? Are you enjoying it? And welcome, Samuel. Hope that you're doing well. What am I going to do with you? I really don't know. Let's try this again. Good. Happened in your new playthrough, but only with the drop pods that have no requirements or power as a requirements. Interesting. I guess it is reappearing. I mean, that's great for us. That's fantastic for us. I'd love to know why that happened. Luckily, I'm not a game dev, so I don't have to deal with it, but yeah, that is interesting. Okay, you're already on the right height, which is fantastic. I do want to try and bring you round to here, however. 1, 2. We go slightly back, like so. Now, I'm wondering, can I just use straight mode here? Yes, I can. And that doesn't actually look too shabby. I like that. The problem is, because of how close this pipe is to the wall, I won't be able to replicate what I've just done with these 2 pipes over there. What I'm going to have to do now is either keep these 2 here, then mimic that pattern somewhere down there, or replace the pipes over here and have everything just going on top of each other, which feels almost borderline unnecessary. Let's see. Let me just try this first. 1, 2. That is fine. Are you going to be in the way of anything? No, you are not. Now bring you up to there. And, okay, you actually can't go any higher. Then you up to here. Okay, street mode won't work, but auto mode will. Sure. It's called Lindward. Oh, okay. Interesting. Just a thought, if they come out from the wall in line, maybe it look good. Do you mean like this or like something else? I'm unsure about how this looks still. I don't like that. I think that has to go. Another idea. Because today we are going to be experimenting with just everything. Preferably, I don't want to spend too much time on this today. Today's stream is going to be focused on the waterfall, hence why it's in the title and thumbnail. However, I need to get this logistics done before I can work on that because this comes first. I have to get this done. It's a legal requirement. You should give it a look. Oh, the game, yeah. I'll have to look into it. Okay, this is my other idea. What if I do this? No, don't. Why? Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. I've made worse. I have made worse. It's definitely better than whatever the heck that just was. So we can get rid of this. Honestly, lower this down. Although, not necessarily. Because I can actually just do both at the same time here. Bring you back, then bring you up by 2 clicks. Is that good? I mean, it's interesting. I'm never going to come back down here after I finish this project, so I don't have to spend too long doing this, but I still want it to look somewhat presentable. Then, just for looks, bring you to there, and then you to here. Welcome, Neil Wolf. Hope that you're doing well today. From left to right with the pipes, try going right to left. Yeah, could try that. I mean, this is the other option. And then again, what I could try and do is have these pipes look like this. I mean, I don't mind that. I can accept the way that looks. We'll come back to it later on if it's equally as bad as it currently is, but you know what, it's fine. It's okay. It's gonna have to do. Okay, we still got 2 more pipes left to do, but luckily these will be nice and simple. I think. Right? Invalid pipe shape. Really? Really? Okay, I mean, if you say so. Boom. Okay. You then come up to there. Back by 2. Up to there. And then now bring you around to here. Yep, okay. No, that's straight mode. Gosh darn it. I mean, it's an interesting design. It's rather than having every single pipe look identical, they all look a bit different. And I'm fine with that. We can then get rid of this now, because I've already placed this in. There we go. Brilliant, kind of. The last thing to then do with this pipe is just to bring it straight down. We're most certainly going to need some pipeline pumps along here, but I'm going to be adding that in after I finish this. That's actually quite perfect. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And then I suppose... Wait, what is that? Why is it on that? What are you doing? That's perfectly fine. Why was it doing the whole loop thing? Doesn't matter. And then just for looks, please. I know how much you want to place in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get rid of that. Lovely. Oh wait, what? You're actually making stuff? Wow, you are actually getting all the way up there. Fair enough. I don't trust it though, so I'm still going to be placing down some of these pipeline pumps. You can go here. You can then go right next to it, and that will then sort out these 2 pipes. That's fine. That's a bit better. Okay. What's next? I suppose you and you as well. We can get a couple. Same premises, really. Make sure that they're connected. Okay. For the remainder, we have... Is it just you 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've done 2, 4... Yeah, so just them 2 left now. I've already done 1 towards the far side. This... actually, no, it's you, isn't it? Yeah, you 2. Okay. I've already got 1 for that. And then you go all the way down there. Well, hopefully you've got a... pipe? No, you actually don't. I mean, everything seems to be working out fine anyway, but still, I'd rather just go ahead just in case and plop down one of them there. We'll then grab this, bring it straight out. Does that interact with our pipe? No, luckily, that just about misses the pipe. Fantastic. So the major thing that I didn't do yesterday that I probably should have revolves around this pipe. The reason being is that I'm currently bringing in 726 water per minute through one of our truck stations. However, that is all currently being brought onto one pipe. The problem with that is that one pipe can't hold 726 water, hence the reason why I added this. If you guys remember yesterday, I was talking about this. I didn't know why I had like a random 266 whatever bit of water coming out here. That's the reason why. So what I now need to try and do is get a junction, rotate you around to here, and hopefully that will just sort itself out. And now I should have the correct amount of water coming through here. If not, we'll see what the problem is when we get to it. But everything should be as functional as we can get it. This can also go. And let's try and clean up this wall here a little bit, since this side of the factory is pretty much done. I'm going to have to come back here when I need to use the plastic and the heavy oil residue for something, but for the most part, that is done, which is great. I think Coffee Stain will make a way to make more Mercer Spheres and Somers loops, like we can with power shards. I mean, I hope so, because they are very important, especially Somers loops. They can be huge. But I've got a feeling they won't. I think the entire point of Mercer Spheres and Somers loops is that they are just supposed to be rare items, unfortunately. But you never know. Holy, that's loud. Okay, so everything here is working. I should only see green and yellow lights. If there's any red, there's a problem. I can't see any red, so everything here is now sorted. Brilliant. Now let's try and talk about the main part of today's stream. The waterfall. As you just saw right there, we are making 1,000 rubber, which is brilliant. And we are also making 500 heavy oil residue, which again is pretty good. Now what I've got to try and do is bring over our rubber and only 500 out of the 1,000 heavy oil residue, plus our 2 pipes of water to this part of the factory. In total, also ignore this, it says 4 belts down and 2 belts up and 3 pipes up. That's because I was actually going to add a tower on top of this, but then that just wouldn't look that nice, so I scrapped that idea completely. Instead, I'm going to be building a separate factory off to the right-hand side. Quite frankly, I mean, I won't lie, this is bigger than I thought it would be. I thought this would all be able to fit into one straight line like that, but now not only has it taken up all of this and the majority of that side, but we now have to expand even further. And then for these 2 quarters, we have to try and squeeze in, don't ask how, about, I've tried to do the maths here, 900 fuel generators. Plot twist, if they get 100 in here, I'll be surprised. So I don't know where the other few hundred are going to go. It's impossible. It honestly might be impossible. Because if I actually try and get my fuel generator here, try and place you in the corner. So that's going to be going around there, that's going to be going around there. Then select this. This is where the actual factory begins. Fuel generator, production, sorry, power. And this is without the blueprint that's going to be going around it, but bear in mind it will be quite a small blueprint for the sake of my sanity. So how many fuel generators can I get in a single row here? Let's find out. That much. 6. And then how far back can we go? Make sure to leave a little bit of room here for our logistics, which is just going to be a pipe from this floor. The main logistics will be happening, believe it or not, on our logistic floor, because that's kind of the whole point. Vertical power towers? Yeah, that's most likely going to be what's going to happen. It's just some sort of power tower. Unfortunately. Okay, I don't know how much further back we can go now. Because again, I have to come out by 1, which would be the fix-it foundations, and 1 which would be the concrete, so that's where we'll be coming out to. And I can't quite fit in this last one, unless I try and nudge all these forward, but honestly, I should be able to. Okay. So how many fuel generators can I fit into this one half of the quarter? Whatever it is, just times it by 4, basically. So it's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 66 times by 4 is a maximum of 264 fuel generators across this space right here, which is a quarter, really, of what I need. Okay. 4 floors. Oh well, that's not today's problem, but it's good to know that I can fit a couple hundred here. And again, that is if our logistics is as tight as it could physically be. With 0 pedestrian crossings, absolutely 0 decoration, just fuel generators. Okay. That's fine. Waterfall time. Let's get rid of this. And I'm also going to need some power out here as well, because my hovercraft, hoverpack, keeps losing power, which is rather unfortunate. If I get rid of this, and then this, whoops, and that, okay. Maybe that's a sign that I shouldn't get rid of that. And of course that's messed up the pattern, because why wouldn't it? Brilliant. What's an easy way to get down here then? What if I just do this? Nice. Let's open that up, because again, we are going to have to get some resources in here. Then we'll try and find our power, which, in theory, you should actually be connected to something anyway. And disconnect all this. Holy, there we go. Nice. Oh, I love when this happens. I love it so much. It's great. It's awesome. Oh well. So now we have got some power over here. I think what I'm going to try and do is immediately just bend the road this direction. And I have been thinking about a train as well. I have been thinking about a train. But where's it going to go? Going from there to there is a bit useless. And let's be honest, I haven't got enough room for a train station. Unless I add the train station in the middle here, which could look rather interesting, but I don't think it's a good idea. Not for this project. Especially because the distance from there to there is only going to be 100 foundations maximum. Try and find the roads. You should underlock the last two, the 250%, or just 10 fuel generators, so that each row can take 100 rocket fuel per minute and generate 6,000 megawatts. We could try and do that. Yeah. Because in total, I'm going to need 360,000 megawatts. So, that's what, 60 rows? I definitely can't place down 60 rows. Not here, at least. We have got tons of room for expansion on that side, but do I really want to be expanding that far? Yeah. I mean, I'd like to, but at the same time, no. We'll see. Again, we'll play it by ear when it comes closer to the date. Conveyor highway. I haven't messed around with this in so long. Is it this one that I need? Well, it's the corner, so I assume it's going to be this. It was good placing down the conveyor belt highway again. It's been so long. That looks good. It's immediate corner. Let's do it. Oh, wait, how am I missing resources? What the heck am I missing? Concrete? Damn. Okay, yeah. Well, let's try and get some concrete. I kind of forgot how much concrete I need. Hi, truck. I think the trucks are still broken, unfortunately. Let me try and see if I can catch up to it. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, you're kidding me. Great. Okay, I won't bother then. Yes, I will. Don't give up. Unfortunately, sometimes when you try and get into the truck, it has this very weird effect. Yep, on the right side of the screen, which means I can't actually use the trucks. Oh well. This could probably go here as well. And I have got quite a bit of concrete over here, so I'm not too concerned about it. Although I very quickly want to make sure that I can place in a bunch of these blueprints. Let's go with maybe 15. As long as I have the resources to place in 15 of these, we should be fine. But right now we have to try and head over there to that dismantle crate, where we should have a couple 100,000 items in it. But don't ask why I've got that much, but there we go. The concrete issue. We've gone so long without having a concrete issue. There it is. But yeah, as you can see, we've got enough concrete, which is great. Boom. But we still haven't got enough concrete, even with after all that. Damn. Okay. Just plop down this very quickly. What don't I need from here? No, 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 no. What's that doing? No. Okay, good start. What else? Tons of iron plates. Damn. Really? I need that much? Maybe I can't even place down 15 of these. Dearie me. I can get rid of a good amount of that, though. I am going to need it eventually, but as of right now, it's fine. If I was to only make 10, it's a bit better. Get some steel beams, and the rest, just get a bunch of this. There we go. Okay. That should be enough resources now. I'll be very surprised if it isn't. But let's see. The concrete issue. I wonder why. I never use concrete for my builds, like, at all. I've actually never used concrete for anything in this game. People that say I use concrete are just straight up lying, because I've actually never even used one singular concrete item in this game. Not once. Not once. Just straight up lies. Anyway. On a serious note, I've probably used close to 1 million, if not well over 1 million concrete by now. Which is kind of funny when I think about it, and also severely depressing. Oh well. It does take 2,000. Less than 2,000. That was only 1,800 concrete. 1,700. And okay, that takes close to 2,000. Yeah, you're right. Oh well. It's not about the amount of concrete you use, it's about the amount of concrete you want to use. Whatever that means. I switch back over to this one. Yeah, here we go. Now we're getting back into the swing of things. Is this the right way? I think so, actually, yes. So that arrow down there has to face west. Good to know. The next part now is actually going to be to try to calculate where is the exact middle of the waterfall. Wait. Wrong one. Go 3, 4. That's going to be quite important. Is it night time already? How have I been live for 40 minutes? That's insane. I thought I only just started. Oh well. That's heavy? Yeah. It is. It's ridiculous. It is ludicrous. In my defense, I have no defense. Right. I haven't got any power to get over here. Oh! That's quite bad, actually. Wait. I'm inside the waterfall. There we go. I could have fallen off the edge of the map. Let me try and connect on my power here. If I can get up. Hello? Holy lag. Thank you. Oh, I think the game auto-saved. I don't think it was lag. Good. We do that. Then make sure this is finally connected with this. Sound. I'm hoping now. No? One more? Yeah, one more. Now everything should be okay. Yep. You can tell by the little stutter right there that the power has been connected, which is handy. I don't need this, so that can just straight up go. Dead snapping in the middle? Yeah, of course. I would never. Me forgetting about an issue? What? No. Fake. Okay, temporarily. Surface too uneven. There we go. I'll just get that out there so I've got a good vantage point of what I'm trying to do here. Grand. Let's get our foundation. Okay, preferably one I can actually see. And just zoop you out to the other side. I'm then going to try and see how many foundations I've placed down, then work out where the middle is. Then make sure that our road goes directly to the middle, so that I can have a nice pattern on both sides of the dam. Brilliant, okay. I'm really hoping this isn't going to take too long to do. I'm hoping to get all the plastic and rubber and the new factory, the dam, everything done within a week. 22, so 11's the middle. The fact I had to think about that is a bit concerning. 11, 11. So both of you guys are the middle ones. Just to make sure there should be 11 over here. Yay, I can do mathematics. Okay. Corner. Where is it? There it is. Not too far away. It is. Not. Don't lose power. Because if I fall into the river, then I might die. There we go, good. In fact, yeah. This is a bit more important. Good. We'll try that again, shall we? And this time, we'll try not to die. Because dying means I'll be dead, which isn't very good. You finally finished the largest sub-factory you ever built. It processes 4,800 iron per minute, 600 copper limestone minute, and 2,000 caterium per minute, and 1,800 oil per minute. Damn. And that's a sub-factory. What are you trying to make? There. Okay, so everything here is perfectly in line with what it has to be. Brilliant. Now if I... Oh, don't lose power over here now. Are you kidding me? That's fine. I've now got to make sure it's dead center with this. Which in all honesty, it can't really tell very well if it is or not. That looks good. I'm going to try this. If it's not, it's not. I can just change it. In fact, I can almost... Oh, now it's not. You know what? Let's see. Ah-ha-ha! Wee wee. Brilliant, okay. Then select this again, make sure that the arrow is facing west, which it absolutely is. Nudge it back a little bit, and fantastic. We are going to have quite a weird gap here. I could have a couple overlapping items, and I don't know how that's going to look, actually. It will save me tons of time. But rather than it looking bad, I think what I'm going to do is overlap this, but adjust it in a couple ways, just so it's not looking hideous from this side. For example, if I was to place... Oh, don't lose power. Don't lose power. Don't lose power. If I was to place this in right now, it's just going to be blocking that, and it's going to look dreadful. So I am going to have to nudge it back as far as it can go this side. There. How does this look? It's not as bad as I thought it would look. However, yet again, we are going to have to do a couple changes. Firstly, that has to go. Concrete-wise, this has to go. That has to go. In fact, if I get rid of this... Yeah. That's a bit better. Although I think you should be a slightly higher up, shouldn't you? I think. Now you're too far back. Maybe you were actually right. Maybe I got it right. Yeah. Good. A little bit of that. Good. From this side, I would say everything's pretty okay. This side, everything's good as well. I don't actually notice any overlapping this side. Although I know a couple of you will be wrong. So I will get rid of it temporarily. No? Actually, it all looks good, to be honest. Now, let's work on the other side as soon as I can establish a power connection. Which shouldn't be that bad, because I've got all the power logistics set up down here. Just have to try and connect the cables together. And that'll be that. Okay, then get rid of this. Everything should now be fine. Yep. Same thing over here. Don't know why you're sticking out there. Lovely. The reason as to why I've got my not conveyor belt highway, my conveyor belt lift sticking out from the ground is because this blueprint's actually designed to be quite highly elevated, and it is in quite large parts of my factory. In fact, you can see it quite well over there. See how it's that high above ground? And the way it's supposed to work is that if there's a resource, for example down here, I place in this base, I then get my conveyor belt's lift, flop it in up there, that then zoops all the way down here, so I can easily collect the resource. And the resource goes from base level all the way up to our conveyor belt highway. It's actually really simple, but I love the way it works. Right, how are we looking over here on this side? Whoa, you know what? That actually looks terrible. So let's get rid of a couple things here. Starting with that, then that. And then move this over here. Then everything should be lined up with each other. Wow. Good. Well, tolerable, at least. Which is good enough in there. That's already connected. Okay, great. We can now continue our blueprints. And so far, we haven't actually run out of any resources, which is surprising to me, as it probably is to you guys. Is this rock going to be in the way? I think we just avoided it by the skin of our teeth. That's a saying I haven't used in a while. Ah, and finally a new day dawns. You'd love to see it. We'll go with that. We'll then probably get rid of a couple of these, because I know where the center's going to be now, luckily. Then continue coming out. Basically until I run out of resources. That's the plan. And every now and then I will look behind me just to make sure I haven't completely messed up everything. And you'll be happy to know I haven't. I think. Unless I have and I just haven't realised it, which is always a possibility. There we go. Oh, don't lose power. How many times am I going to lose power today? Here's a drinking game. Take a shot every time I lose power. No, please don't. Right. Hello. Are you guys connected? No. That's really disappointing. In fact, nothing here is connected in regards to the round concrete beams. I've actually used these round concrete beams a lot. Mostly because of our conveyor belt highway, but they do look really good. There's not really that many round objects in this game. I think that's why I quite like it. I mean, we've got a few. Some of the foundations are round. Where is it? These ones. And to be fair, I do use the quarter... Well, quarter everything. It's quite a lot. I don't really use these that often. And I don't recall a time I've ever actually used this. Yes, I do. I think. Wait. I think I do. In this blueprint, if I can try and find it. Oh, I've already found it. Nope. 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 There we go. First try. Did I use it here? No, I didn't. But I did use these quarter ones. I love this blueprint, by the way. The way that it works is pretty simple. Whenever I place a miner, I then place this around it, so that it just gives the miner a foundation. And let me know, by the way, if the waterfall is too loud. I can try and turn down the... Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, right. Hear me out. This isn't a problem. If you close your eyes and pretend you never saw that, it's not going to be a problem. If you can't see it, it can't hurt you. Which just isn't true, but for this instance, let's just say it is. Use power all the time? Yeah, I think so. So how is this looking so far? Okay, I can see the vision coming together. I don't know what I'm actually going to do here for this dam. Because that would just be too obvious if I knew what I was going to do. We're going to have a tower there. But what I'm asking myself is, am I going to have a big wall here as well? Is this going to be up somewhere to here, or is it just going to be a relatively low wall? Oh, in fact, you are so close to lining up with this. To the stage where I'm almost tempted to move you back. Is that going to be a good idea? And if I had you go along there. Have a nice path along the back. But I don't really want all this water to be visible though. We'll see. I don't necessarily have to design the dam today. I just have to try and make the factory, which is going to be somewhere over here. I, again, don't know how far I want to try and go. I also don't necessarily love how this conveyor belt highway is taking up the majority of the view of the dam. If I was to come back somewhere, let's say this far, which is maybe another 3-4 blueprints, 20 foundations or so, we still get a pretty decent view, but it's just the conveyor belt highway takes up so much of it. I think what I'm going to do is have the road come back to around about here, but then build the factory here, so I can still stand somewhere off to the right hand side and get a pretty nice view of both the road and the waterfall. I think that's going to be our plan. Rather than building our factory in line with this road, this way we don't necessarily have to be too symmetrical. Is the factory going to float? No, it can't float. But it can't have any support either. We'll see. Again, there'll be a lot of planning and trial and error today. I'm completely fine with that. The whole point. You like the pipe waterfall you did? Yeah, I mean, we could try and do that again, or we could try and make something a bit different. Because this is going to be my technically second dam and second waterfall. I've already got a dam back over there, and I've got a waterfall somewhere over there as well. I quite like. There we go. Is this right? Yeah, it is right. What have I just pressed? That's okay, that's 002. I get 001. Okay, I think that's as far back as I want to start my factory, but I still want the road to go a bit further back so that my road can then curve into the factory itself. Sounds like a plan. I think. I hope. And also, if I do make the road too far away, I can just reduce the size of it. Pretty simply. Resource-wise, we're doing fine for a couple more blueprints, I think. Yeah, everything's looking good. I mean, really, the only resource that we're quite heavily depending on right now is concrete and iron plates. Everything else is just chilling. That's good enough. Let's try a quick... Oh, no. That was close enough. I was going to say try a quick trick shot, but then I jumped off the edge a bit sooner than what I was anticipating. We survived, though. We survived because we're just extremely... Not lucky. No, not lucky. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, talented. No, we're not. That was luck. Satisfactory parkour coming soon. I've never been good at parkour. Never. Even in real life, I just can't do it. I could try, but... Right. Okay. Let's start the factory here. How am I going to design the outskirts of this? No clue. A multi-layered support where there is a building as a support layer at the bottom bits can have supports made on. There's a building in New York that I'm taking inspiration from here. I forgot what it's called. It's an extremely tall building, but the problem is because of how tall and thin it is, there's a couple floors missing every now and then where the wind can just pass straight through. And that's kind of what I want to try and do here, for example. I want to have our main factory up there, then a floor underneath our factory with nothing on, no logistics, absolutely nothing, which will be quite a small layer. But underneath that, then have something else maybe. That's the idea. And then the dam can just do dam things. I don't really give a damn, pun intended, but at this point, it's not really too important. But in theory, I do want to try and bring this out like so. Empire State's the tallest building. I don't think it is anymore. It used to be. But there's another one. Let me try and Google search it. Thin Tower, New York. Is that it? Yeah, here we go. That came up rather quickly, actually. See, this tower here, these floors have got nothing on it. I don't know what they're called, maybe just wind floors. And that is just where the wind passes so that the tower doesn't shake too much. And that's kind of where I'm getting some inspiration from today. When it comes to the dam, how many times am I almost going to throw myself off the edge? Come here. This is becoming ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. If I do that, have a wall coming straight down from there, a wall coming straight down there. In fact, do you go over by one more? No, you don't. That is where you go up to. Same with this here now as well. Then have you extend over by, no, by one. Same thing there as well. So that gives us 4 foundations where we can view the water from. Okay. That's fine. Then how big is this blueprint in total? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can definitely fit that in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 4x4 at the minute. Yeah, we can definitely design something here, chap. Absolutely. Absolutely we can. I do want to try and turn down the noise of the waterfall, though, because that is just going to grind my gears beyond belief. And I think there's a way you can get more... Oh, there you go. Water extract? No. Wait, can you not? Well, you could. Hoverpack, jetpack. Well, that's equipment. Factory? No, won't be factory. Player? No. Vehicle? No. Weapons? No. Can you not? Why did I make the roads 4 lanes? Just so the trucks can easily fit on them. Because the problem is, if I was to make it 1 lane, then get our trucks, it does fit, but because of the new road zoning tool, it becomes a bit of a hassle. Like trying to do this. It does work, but your truck will just clip around there, it will be quite annoying. And then secondly, trying to do it from this side here as well, the paths overlap. Then if a truck was to come there, and then a truck comes over there, they could collide, and then it's a bit of a nightmare. I've made sure that they're wide enough for a truck to very easily just traverse across the roads. That's pretty much it. There has to be something here for the water. Nothing there. Rain? No, can't be anything to do with rain or weather. Creatures, equipment. Controls the volume of player Foley, footsteps. Oh, cool. No. Vehicles, no. Maybe you can't. I could just turn down the UI. Is it effects volume? We'll see how it goes. As of right now, it's fine. When the truck drive on the line, then that's kind of the whole point. So that the truck has enough room. Right. Let's do this. I want to make sure that you don't go fully back. We'll do this. Zoop you across by 4. Bring you out here by a little bit. Okay. And basically what I'm trying to make right now is this first quarter. So everything up to here. What I can then do is replicate this over to there. Then when I try and make the mirrored blueprint over here, I can then replicate that over there. So we can get the top part of this done in hopefully 2 blueprints, which would be great. That's not including the tower that's going to go over there or the whatever that's going to come over here. As of right now, that seems like it's going to get the job done that I wanted to get done. Hopefully. Let's see. Ambience. Let's see. Yeah, that definitely does sound a bit better. And also, can I maybe re-enable the UI volume? Yes, I can. Okay, so the sound from earlier is gone. That's good. In that case, if I go back to effects. Okay, things are now slightly better. That's good. Let's just go ahead and add this. We're going to go up by 10 for now. Although it's probably not going to be 10 foundations high to begin with. Always good to have this established though. And this is where the main waterfall is actually going to be. Just to double check, everything's good. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see it. No, fine. That's completely fine. And paint that in carbon steel. I think I'm probably going to want everything in here. Actually, do I? Yeah, why not? Yeah, that old carbon steel. Same thing here now as well. So that's going to cover up to here. Like so. That's going to come down there. That's going to come down by there, by a 10. Good. However, we're not done. Because what I want to try and do now is build some sort of sphere around here. So rather than the gap for the water just appearing as some sort of massive square, which I don't think would look very nice, what I want to try and do is, again, contain it in some sort of sphere. How am I going to do that? I don't know. I've got an idea. Foundations. Let's then go with, where is it? This. 1, 2. 1, 2. And this can cover all this. Hopefully. Oh, okay. Well, or not. How about that? No, really? Good. Got there in the end. Great. This will then come down. Although, are you sticking out too far now? I don't know. I hope not. Because realistically, this is actually where I want the wall to be. Yeah, you do stick out by quite a bit. How about the other walls on this side? How is that going to look? If you have just tuned in, by the way, welcome. Hope that everyone's having a nice day so far. We are currently trying to expand our plastic and rubber facility by building a factory out over there. And we are trying to transform this waterfall so that it doesn't look too weird. Okay, that works for now. Don't know what I'm going to do with that gap. You still think layered supports plus suspension bridge could look pretty cool? I mean, well, yeah, we haven't worked on that part just yet. I've still got a vision for this. If the vision doesn't work, then I'll get some suggestions from the chat. But I at least want to try and build this by myself for now. Okay, so we've only got one there. So you've actually got to come back by an extra one, which I don't actually massively like. And what am I going to do with this gap? Is there anything I can even place there? What's this? Oh, we were just talking about this earlier and saying that I wasn't using it enough. That's handy, because now I get to use it. So I don't hate that. I would appreciate, though, if this went a bit further back, actually. To at least here. Maybe a bit further. I think that's actually fine. I think it's okay. We can always get some lights in here to make it... Actually, that's a good idea. Ooh. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea at all. If I go back into organization, get a large billboard. Make sure that it's a little bit higher, maybe? Yep. Up by 1. And plop down the exact same billboard again over here. It doesn't matter if it's upside down, that's completely fine. Layouts, we're going to go... Yeah, text, glossy 3, remove text. Color is already the right color. Not shiny, though. Yes. See how that looks. Nope, let's just zoop that. That's fine, although for whatever reason you've now placed the wrong way. Thank you. Okay. No. But not bad. It's not what I want it to be, but it's actually not that bad. And the good thing here, at least, because this is also what I was kind of thinking about in the background. I could do this. And just zoop that down like so. Same thing there, then grab this again. And when it comes to this sign, I like the idea, except, again, I don't like the execution of it. Just yet. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, there's been curved stuff in the game for a while now. Looks too far in. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, but bear in mind, you won't really be seeing it from this point of view. You'll be seeing it from over here. Which I think looks fine. Now, there's two things I can do here. One, I can have a nice flat wall, or two, I can try and jut it out a little bit, and then bring it out, bring it down, then jut it back in again on itself. Which just gives it a unique shape. But then for this side, I think I might just stick with... Where is it? This. Really hope that this is facing the right way. It's very hard to tell if it's going to face the right way or not. We'll try and get a bit lucky, I think. So the asphalt looks fine. I don't want everything to be an asphalt. Just a quick trial. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind you zooping out a little bit. I've already got a blueprint that I think I might want to try and use for this. What is VP? Vehicle path. Fair enough. This could absolutely work in here. Absolutely. Bring that to the very edge and come out by one. No. There. Make sure that you're painted the right colour, then bring you straight down. Okay. Got there. Welcome, Ferdwin. Hope that you're doing well today. You can put the signs for lighting behind glass walls. The pattern in those walls could be quite nice. That's a good idea. Let's try that. I'm going to change around the signs though, because weirdly enough, the large billboard signs, when you overlap them, you can see the borders. But with the small billboards, you can't see the borders. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. In case you're wondering what I mean when I say borders, by the way. If I look down at the ground, you can clearly see a silver line there in the middle. But now when I've overlapped these, you can't see the silver line. Also, did the settings not copy over? No, it did. That's not the same as what I've just placed down there, though. Oh, weird. There, we'll have some sort of void. Now, what glass should we use? Should we try honeycomb? There's a couple glass types in this game that I just haven't messed around with. Honeycomb is most certainly one of them. We'll do that, just so that the edge of the wall isn't peeking through. I like that. Looks interesting. Can I maybe paint it black though? Or carbon? I don't think that made any difference, but well, the painting didn't at least. How does this look? In fact, I should probably move this a bit further back just so I can try and get a better understanding of what I'm actually doing. I'll save this as Waterfall 001. What image should I use? Ooh. There. Background color's fine. I will change it slightly just so it's not default. No, wait. Clear blueprint designer, then just get rid of this. No, don't die, thank you. Okay. Oh. Okay. That was completely intentional, by the way. I meant to lose power there. That wasn't an accident. Yeah. We don't do accidents. We own accidents. Okay. We have a thing. I want this to come out by an extra foundation. Yep. I understand what I was thinking of, which is good considering I'm the one that thought of it. But it does need to come out a bit further. Let me get rid of this. Do that. And let's see. The hexagonal one. Yeah, we could try. Oh, you mean this, right? Honeycomb, yeah. In your 1.0 save, you made a very blocky hydro plant looking thing for your aluminium factory. It looked decent, but the inside was horrible and badly spaced. I can relate to that. Yes. Nowadays, I am trying to, well, I was going to say squeeze everything in, but that's just not true, as my factory back there proves. But I'm trying to make everything fit in a way that it's not too unpleasant for the eye and overcrowded, but also that it's not miles apart and it's space efficient. Which is actually quite difficult to do, trying to make like the perfect factory for that. But, oh well. It is what it is. Now how's the spacing for this? Down by 1. You're still a bit over on that side. Actually, no, you're fine. That's perfect. I don't like how it slightly overlaps this, so I'm actually going to move it to there. Let's see. What I then want to try and do, grab that, and zoop you all the way down here. Then just replace this. Hopefully it's facing the right way. I don't see why it would switch around. Good, thank you. Next, and this is where things get just weird because, I mean, that's this channel in a nutshell. If it's not overcomplicated, then it's not what I do on this channel. Is it this? Then up. There we go. Then you should be lined up with that, though. Why are you not lined up with that? Because you're going to be here. I would then appreciate if I did have some carbon in there. I know why. Because you're sticking out by too much, I think. No. Unless maybe you're sticking out by too much. I can move it back slightly if I have to. No. Let's see. The heck did I just do there? Nope, stop, bring it back. Up. Right. Let's try that again, shall we? So you'll then come down to here. That's completely fine. You will then do the exact same thing, but hopefully there. Yes. Good. You will then again do the exact same thing. No. Here. Then you do that. Okay, we then paint this. You then go up by 1. I know how much you want to go up there by 1. No. Aye, aye, aye. Lovely, first try. This will then just zoop straight down. I don't know how far, I don't know why, but it will. There. The difference is between this and the other blueprints that I've done on that side is that I actually want to try and have a hole here. Why? I don't know. Yeah, I do. Just for an interesting visual effect, that's all. So, can I try and move you slightly? I think so. You're currently 4 meters deep. I'd rather you weren't. There we go. Then yet again, add our wall over here, and hopefully it won't be interfering with any of the other walls I've placed down so far. At least it shouldn't do, so fingers crossed it's not. Okay. We can work on that. Oh, crikey. Oh, I know why it's done that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, slightly better. Not quite perfect, but better. Then around here, what I can do, since... Okay, this wall is slightly encroaching on that wall there. And I actually quite like it. So it's a bit like this, okay. Not bad. What's the point of this? It will have some purpose. One way or another. But for now, I think it actually looks quite nice like that. I don't know why, but you know what it is? It's the straight lines here and the curve over there. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, interesting is the word I'd use. Nice, I'm unsure of. Interesting, yeah. Just trying to add these layers I think is quite interesting. Anyhow, let's continue. I did realise I'm supposed to be making this in the Blueprint Designer, but I've kind of made half of it outside of it. I could just chin off the Blueprint Designer. Actually half tempted to. Do you want to very quickly... Actually, I can't get rid of you because then there's going to be a gap, isn't there? That's going to be quite annoying. Let's see. Grab this. What am I going to do with this? Let's see. Because something has to go there, otherwise it's going to look rather, well, Crap. It's a nice way of putting it. Road barrier? Still gonna Z-snap though. If I was to add it, it'll be here. And I suppose here, leaving the edges rather exposed. Double beam connector could potentially solve our problems. If it doesn't look awful, which it might do. No, I think it looks fine. Questionable potentially, yes, but fine overall. Good, that doesn't look too bad. Next part now is going to be adding in this 1 meter wall along here. No, why have you done that? Please. Please just let me zoom. Railings. Like a human bridge. Yeah. I was thinking of adding an outpost here. That's why I haven't really regarded it more as a footpath than just an actual architectural thing. Because this was the idea. Wait, have they redesigned this? Oh, they have! They've redesigned this! The lookout tower. Wait, can you zoop it? Wait. Why is there a zoop mode for the the tower? I swear they've redesigned this. No? Anyway. But yeah, this was the plan, regardless. To have that somewhere there. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe it doesn't look nice, I don't know yet. Now what I have to try and do is the other side, which I think will end up looking quite nice. And what I'm going to try to do is incorporate this again, but this time into the actual conveyor belt highway, which I think will look, well, questionable potentially, but hopefully okay. Let's see. I'm definitely thinking of adding some sort of ward along here. Not like that, maybe, but something similar. Maybe like that, then indent it slightly like so, and then continue you around there. So how high it's going to be, let's say 3 foundations. We could do hexagon glass. Yeah. What do you mean for here? I think it could look interesting over here. Unless it sticks out from the side, then ooh, let's see. Oh, welcome Jay, or Jason, hope that you're doing good. You just got the game, and when I tell you I'm so excited to make this, oh yeah, you will. You'll make it this far, you'll enjoy it. Yeah, good luck man, hopefully you're enjoying the game. If you do need help, let me know. I'm here to help. Why are you still metallic? It would have been perfect. In fact, wait a minute. What if I do the exact same thing that I just did? Hear me out, okay? If I do that, this time, boom. I indent it slightly. That looks alright. It looks fine. I don't know why I'm contradicting myself. It looks, yeah. I don't mind it. Now the plan here. There's no plan. There is absolutely no plan that I can think of. I suppose one thing I do want to try and make in the Blueprint Designer is this, but with all the additional bits and bobs that I've just added onto it. Because having to do this every single time might get kind of annoying. Although I could just man up and not use a Blueprint Designer for everything. Always. Sounds like a better idea to me. You made your first game and... Oh, you made your first game? And thought it'd be a great idea to put it on the edge of a cliff. Oh, right, your factory, right, yeah. Let's just say on your second attempt now, yeah. I mean, I'm going to guess where your factory was. Did you spawn in the northern forest where you had that limestone node on top of like a random stump, and then you decided to build out to that stump, and that's where you had your factory? Is that a good guess? So that would have been here? No. Here. That's because the reason why I think you might have built it here is because that's where I built my factory. That was exactly the same as what you just described, and I kept them falling off the cliff here. And then I moved to the, I think it was the Rocky Desert. It is there, yeah. Yeah, I've done the exact same thing. I then started in the Rocky Desert, and that was quite nice. A secret pickle base from the pep. Welcome back, Vinod. Hope that you're doing good. We've made, well, can we call this progress? Because 2 days ago I was working on rocket fuel. Now I'm building a wall. The Great Wall. Sorry. So, I mean, it's not really that good, is it? But hey, we're still early days. That exact spot, yeah. Happens to the best of us. I think I want to try and place you in here now. I know that it's lined up properly. This gap in here could be quite interesting. I don't know what I'm going to put in there just yet, but... Oh, why are you so far from... that? I know why. We're in the Dune Desert now, starting a bit better. Nice. Yeah, the Dune Desert's lovely. Regular viewers of the channel know that I have a bit of a sweet spot for the Dune Desert. I love it. I personally think it's the best biome. I just absolutely love starting there. It probably has some of the easier summer sloops to collect, because some of them just are lying there in the desert, surrounded by a low-level hog. That's basically it. Others aren't as nice, but some of them are. The resource collection for the damn fuel plants, which was yeah, that's just around the corner. And I still haven't finished that because of how, well, not useless, but useless the project was. Useless, but not useless, you know. I think you would there. Let's see. Yep, good. And make an inverse pattern for the gap, if that makes sense. For this gap, I was thinking of adding lights into here. I don't know yet. Isn't this thrilling content, by the way? I mean, yesterday we were doing logistics, we were doing architectural things, we were fixing problems, dealing with fluid trucks for a little bit. Today we're building a wall, and we're building a wall. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, I don't know if I want this to go too far out this direction. I know I was talking about a tower, but I don't know where that can even go. I suppose here. Yeah. Well, we've got the rock sort of barging in. But what I can do is grab you and bring you out like so, and bring you up. this. Okay. It is quite thick. It's quite a thick tower. It's a... well, it's going to be a 4x4. Eventually. We could absolutely make this work, though. What I can probably try to do is here... just chip that out. Add that into... no. Add that into... ooh. Yes, actually. Yeah. No. I'm doing too much. 1 minute I'm trying to design the base layer for the waterfall. Then I'm working on this. Now I'm doing the tower. But the problem is, if I get an idea, I just have to do it. Otherwise, I might forget about it. And if I forget about the idea, I'm never going to remember it ever again. Because most of my ideas are just questionable. Not necessarily stupid. They're questionable, right? If I do that, and grab this wall here. Then grab this maybe. Oh, you're in the kitchen just listening to you. You are doing great. Just narrating. Oh, thank you very much. You've got a voice and accent that's really easy to listen to. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that. I mean, I do love making content. I really do. Because if I wasn't streaming right now, I would just be playing the game, doing this exact same thing. So it's nice that I get to play a game that I really, really enjoy. And have people that also enjoy the game as well, just, you know, listen and follow along at home. I find that quite nice. Well, thank you very much. Let's get some carbon steel. Make sure that you maintain that beautiful shining look. Okay, I see what I've gone for there. I don't hate it. Again, it needs a bit of work, obviously. But overall, that has potential. Okay. Definitely has potential there. Grab this, then make sure that you aren't overlapping anything, because that would be pretty bad if you were. Same here with this. Oh, what's that? Identical buildable is already there. Yeah, okay, I can see what the issue is. This is kind of what I meant to place instead. Please. Okay. Sure. Now it works, it's lovely. Then down by 1. Make sure that they are painted in that lovely carbon steel. I'm so happy they added that carbon steel finish to the game. Even all finishes, to be fair. Some of them are really good. I've only got chrome and carbon at the minute, but there's a Caterium, which is a lovely gold. There's, I think, a copper one, which is rather beautiful. I used it last season quite a lot for my main cold power plant, which I'm still very happy with that build, by the way, the cold power plant. Easily my favourite cold power plant I've done. Then there's also... there's one more, isn't there? What's it called there? Normal? Uncoated? Something like that. It's like a default one. And that looks fine. It's almost like a mix between chrome and carbon steel. Yeah. Is there a bottom below, or is it just the abyss? You do die. Eventually. In fact, if I turn the fog off... how do I do that again? Is it... fog 0? There you go. Oh, this looks weird. Damn. This actually looks quite interesting now. I don't know if it makes it look better or worse. But no, you do die eventually. Unfortunately, but yeah. That is so weird to see. Welcome to Surviving Mars. That's actually a game I wanted to try and stream one day, Surviving Mars. I got it on Epic ages ago for free. I just never got around to streaming it. I put some time into the game, not anything crazy, not 4,000 hours, but actually it seems fun. I mean, again, I got it for free. I can't actually complain, can I? Like, have to be grateful for these things. I wasn't given a code, it was just free on Epic. Okay, if I start this out here, then zoop you that way. Same thing here. A cheeky little zoop going. Fogs needed? I think so. Yeah. Okay. How do I turn it back on? R.fog1. Okay. Yeah, it does look better that way. Absolutely. I do want to try and see, can I make the fog any thicker? Fog density. I don't think that did anything. Right. R dot fog dot density 2.0. Okay, so now we've got double the thickness. Sure. I mean, I just thought of a design. I thought of a design. You're going to continue to come down like so. This is going to come down for quite a long way. But then I'm going to add a secondary platform here that then stretches right across. And then you'll be able to walk on a pathway right next to the waterfall. Underneath this pathway, we're going to have lights, we're going to have supports, and we're going to have foundations that stretch all across here. Yes. Okay. I thought of it. Wow. We finally got 4 seconds worth of brain cell usage. Can we get some GGs in the chat? There we go, everybody. 4 seconds of productive brain cell usage for the day. I feel exhausted after that. Oh, dearie me. Have to go lie down, I think. Okay, that's perfect. I'll come back to that tower a bit later on. I've got an idea in mind, but now that I've got this idea, and also because I sort of started this, I want to try and finish it. I think I want you to come down here. Yep. Irish scholars and some Welsh. Yeah. So I live in the UK. I'm not English myself, but I do live out here. It's fine. The weather's okay. Except for yesterday. Yesterday was dreadful, the weather. So weird. And I thought it was just my area that I was living in. But I opened up Instagram about an hour after I was finished streaming. And the very first reel that I saw was someone complaining about how weird the weather was where they live. I'm like, okay, good, so it wasn't just this region. Which is nice to know. Okay. How exactly am I going to design this part now? Again, I could just make this in the blueprint designer, but that's, you know, it's too simple. Ew. Imagine doing things the simple way. What? But no, I mean, it's nice to take a slight break from blueprints constantly and... Well, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, it is, I think. To experience the real world of Satisfactory. There's this much to do. Oh, there's tons. Yeah. There is so much to do in this game. Okay, that's good enough for now. Is it? Just add this over here. And yeah, I think this is a completely fine level to try and come to. Now, the main question I've now got is how am I going to incorporate my weird foundation idea into this build? Because I've thought of the idea, executing it though is something a bit different. Oh yeah, people from Sweden and Norway, they've got a much thicker accents. I could try and do a Swedish accent, but I'd rather not. I do love the Swedish and Norwegian actors. But no, it's not one that I can replicate, so let's just say that. Okay, so, you come down to here. The path itself, I want to... Let's see. Because you're going to go... Actually, are you? Yeah, you are. Yeah. That's then going to be replaced with this. Somewhere over here. I'm so happy I made this blueprint though. I know I keep saying it, but the amount of times I've used this blueprint now, since I've made it, is astronomically high. Good. Yep. That thing comes down over there. You then just do whatever it is that you do. That's wrong. Nice. Wow, professional gamer. Let's go. I do like curved structures. Yeah. They're good fun. I think it makes a build look rather unique as well. That's why I often do add quite a lot of curves. Even though sometimes they may look a little bit out of place. I try not to, but it happens sometimes. I do think that it just looks interesting. I used to do the exact same thing in Minecraft when I used to play that game too much. But for whatever reason... What have I done? For whatever reason, I used to just love making curves everywhere. Because of course Minecraft's quite a blocky game. But making curves was rather interesting for me. How does that look? Okay, that's pretty much perfect. You have got to come up here slightly. However, overall, not bad. We're almost 2 hours into the stream. And it's fine, we've still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. How is that gonna look? I feel like we definitely do need to have some sort of foundation here now. Yep. That is absolutely necessary. That's gonna be the wrong colour, isn't it? Yep. Yep. Okay. So the way that I want this crossing to happen is it's going to be a half foundation and it's going to be somewhere here. A random spot. Nothing special about this location, it's just where I think it would look nice. That will come across there like so. I don't know how thick it's going to be. Go. I can do that. Like that. Maybe one more as well. Okay. Perfect. What's your stance on slightly lewd jokes? Oh, yeah. No, of course you can. You won't be censored. Not by me, at least. Unless it's like an absolutely terrible joke. Also, the only bannable thing you can say on my channel is that Yorkshire tea is the best tea. If you say Yorkshire tea is the best tea, that's just straight ban, report to the FBI, CIA, MI6, KGB. Mossad's going to get involved as well. That's a very bannable statement. Other than that, you're fine. I don't like how these lines don't line up. But let's just ignore that. That's a very minor thing that I can change. It's whether or not this bridge idea is actually going to work. We are going to need some railings. And also here, 1, 2, 3, 4, a door should be able to fit into here, right? I know you might be thinking, of course it doesn't. Look how the door's in there. But no, what about this? Oh, yes. Look how cute this door is. Aren't you the greatest? Look at you. Oh. That's a beautiful door. Why am I this excited over a door? Oh, God. Oh, dearie me. Brings a tear to my eye. Not really. But it could. Oh, nice. Just fantastic mouse control. That's interesting. Although maybe I don't want you to stick out like that. I don't know. I like the way that the bridge almost appears to be reinforced. I don't mind that. So we'll go with this. We'll then grab our main foundation. Which can I try and... There we go. Just steal it from there. And then I think this is where I just want to have everything just that. Let's see. If it doesn't look great, I can just remake it, of course. When you heard about Yorkshire tea. I mean, that's the... Oh, no. That's the only rule. As I lose power again. No harm in having a fresh sip of Fix-It bottled water. I decline. Yeah, see, I like the way this looks now with the foundation. And imagine having some lights along the sides here and a bit of lights there. I know what we need. I know what we need. And it's a thing I've been wanting in this game for so long. And it can actually fit in here unbelievably beautifully. And that's a lift. We can absolutely have a lift in here. Why is there a lift in a waterfall? Don't ask questions. That's my response. Don't question it. Okay. You're in the desert. What's your best source of biomass? It is over here. There is an absolute abundance of woods and a good amount of leaves around here as well. You will find a power slug over there and a couple power slugs dotted around. There will be a crash site here, and I think one potentially there. Might be wrong on that. However, there is a large... What is it called? A spitter? Yeah, a large spitter over there, so that might kill you, so watch out for that. There are a couple spitters here and there, but overall not too bad at all. I'm pretty sure there's also a summer sloop somewhere here as well. Again, great source of wood. There's a purple power slug somewhere around here. There's definitely a blue one up on this ridge, I think, as well. So definitely do come over there to get some power. And if you somehow run out of leaves and wood there, there's also another huge source down here, but not quite as dense. The reason why I like to come up here is because the wood, if I remember correctly, I haven't been down here in a good couple hundred hours, but the wood around here is really condensed in some locations. So if you use your chainsaw, within 5 minutes, you've probably got enough wood to last you for hours. Again, it depends on how many machines you got placed down, but I love just extracting the heck out of all the leaves and wood over there. Or the mechanics watching the stream will get mad at the water elevator. Oh, it's fine. That's genius, Vinod. I didn't even think about that. Putting the lift inside the waterfall. Ah. I didn't even think about that. Where can it fit? Here, maybe? But then the lift will go straight into my logistic floor. Nothing wrong with that, I suppose. Can I? I mean... Oh, wait, what is this? Why is this sticking out? Can I land on it? No. No, 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 no. I've run out of power. Oh, no. No. Okay, oh, wait,
Your suit's life support is not compatible with this environment. Turn back.
Vinod, that's all your fault. If you didn't suggest the waterfall lift, I wouldn't have died. But it's okay, because of how extremely nice I am, I will forgive you for me falling off the edge of the map. That was always going to happen. That was always going to happen. Dangling off the edge of a cliff for the last 2 hours. Yeah. There we go. Let's go back out. And see how little progress we've made. Do trees and grass grow back? Unfortunately not. So if you are trying to build a green factory, try not to chop down any trees next to where your factory is. I could have built a foundation, I didn't think. Here we go. Yeah, this main tower area is going to come back by a couple foundations. I don't want it to be huge. I want it to be a noticeable area in the map, but not huge like this, for example. This is unbelievable. No, so far, so... Okay. I was going to say so far so good, but yeah, it's coming along. I like this though. I love how the Zoop resets the default every single time. And I still forget it. It does it every single time. Oh well. Okay, I don't want to continue the foundation any further out this way. Because I don't want it to interfere with the waterfall itself. I could come back by one more. How would that look? Honestly, actually, completely fine. However, I am going to get a low barrier here. Yep. Anti-ads. Wait, anti-ads? What's that? I have no idea what ads... Well, unless you mean monetization ads. The thing is, right, with YouTube's ads, and I know Twitch isn't much better, but YouTube is quite bad. It's the kind of ads that are playing on the streams. All of this AI slop, I can't handle it, man. It's awful. It really is. I forgive you, Vinod. It's okay. I completely forgive you. It was my fault. I should have realized that I can't just levitate. I'm too used to the hover pack. Honestly, I can't imagine me playing this game again without the hover pack. It's so weird just to unlock something, then not be able to have it after you've already felt it. That's how I felt going back to playing Horizon Zero Dawn after playing Horizon Forbidden West and using the not the parachute. I think it's also called the hover pack. Horizon Forbidden West hover pack. What the heck is this? What game is this? Helldivers? Did I... No, HFW, Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon hover pack. Forbidden West, okay. Where is it? Why does this Satisfactory one come up? Is it a parachute? Glider, that's what it's called. This thing. So if you're on top of a mountain, you can just glide your way down, and it is absolutely amazing. But now when I go back to Horizon Zero Dawn, the game before Forbidden West, I sometimes forget that I haven't got this, so I'll jump from 50 meters high and just die. Not intentionally though, I promise. Okay. That's fine, I think. Looks pretty good. Yep. Okay. Yeah, nothing absurd, yeah. Right, so you do just out to buy an extra foundation. That's... makes sense, I suppose, yeah. Makes sense. Now, for this bit underneath here, I actually do want to go ahead and add in a wall. I don't know where the wall's going to necessarily end. I suppose... there. Making sure I don't fall off the edge again. Here. Then you then starts there. Pretty sure that means everything's now going to be lined up. Okay. We'll continue this. So tomorrow's stream is going to be an exploration stream, at least for the first hour. Because I don't know what it's going to be like exploring for 2.5 hours straight without any sort of gaps or breaks in between. So we'll see how that goes. If it goes well, I'm expecting it to go well, then we'll just continue for the entire stream. If not, then I can always continue this project. In case you haven't realised, I'm not necessarily on any time restraints or anything, so that's always good. Restraints? Okay. And then hopefully on Saturday there'll be a video, because I'm leaving somewhere. I still don't know where I'm going either. All that I know is that I'm going somewhere. I think I'm going to France. It's a work thing, so I don't quite know much about it. Oh well. But yeah, traveling to the land of the baguettes. Should be interesting. Okay, so that's that. We then come back around here again, remove that, and then make sure that we place in our door. Hello, thank you. Going up by 1. Is that the right height? It is the right height, yeah. Would it be interesting to have some sort of access in here? I mean, that's a pretty cool view. We could put our lift in here, but I'd rather the lift be visible. As of right now, I actually don't mind the way this looks. We'll see what we do with the interior. I don't like that. Of course I don't, but that's okay. It's a temporary kerfuffle. Although most things I build are a temporary kerfuffle. What's the use of coming out of a storage container? Do you mean this, the output? It can be used for loads of things. Firstly, it can be used for a buffer. So if you're trying to bring items in here, let's say into a train station or a truck station, and then when an item is being loaded onto a truck, nothing can enter the station, but it can still enter in the storage container. So then when the train or the truck leaves, all the items in the storage container can then enter the loading area. Or what you could do, for example, when I build my biomass, I think it is, what I like to try and do is get a constructor, which I can't afford. I can't afford? What? I've only got 1 keep. Doesn't matter. You get a constructor there, storage container, another constructor, then another storage container, and then another constructor, another storage container over there. Because sometimes you end up producing way more biomass than what you can actually turn into biofuel. But it has tons of uses. It's also great just for storing other items, and of course adding another storage container here, so it can link one storage container to another, to another, to another. Tons of uses. It's one of those items that you'll figure out how to use it the more you play. And the day will come where you realize, oh, that's actually quite important. I know that's what happened to me, at least, with a couple items in this game. Like, oh, that's what it's for. Wait. That's fine. Yeah, there's trains and stuff in this game. Yep. There we go. This is rather interesting. I don't yet know, by the way, what I'm going to be adding down here. I suppose I could actually just build my factory down here. Does it have to be that far away? No. What else am I going to add down here, other than the factory itself? So that's what I can do. I am going to leave quite a large area here open, just so I can see the view, of course. But if I start the main factory itself here, and add a nice wall that's going down there, have some glass, maybe even a factory cart road going around it. That's what I can do. I can design a little factory cart track. Why? I don't know. Have a bit of fun. Make a stream from it. Let's try and finish this if we can. Okay. I mean, I know I'm used to getting distracted in this game, but damn, today's been a whole different level of distraction. But it's fine. I think we've got a good idea in place. I don't know how much I love it just yet. I definitely am going to have to experiment with this a little bit more before I say if I'm truly happy with this idea. Maybe I want to try and change a couple of things here and there. But for now, it's okay. I've built worse. I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but yeah. It's not the worst thing I've ever made. There we go. Yes, I haven't finished it yet, have I? There's a duck outside making extremes amounts of noise. Extremes? Extreme amount of noise. Oh well, I'll forgive it because it's like literally just a duck. Can I get out of there? No. Nice. Woohoo! Let's try maybe not to trap ourselves. I don't know, that'd be quite nice if I don't do that. No, you're too far forward. Gosh darn it, man. Huh? Okay, I think that's actually right. Brilliant. Southeast Coast wanted to build a dam on the waterfall, but you can't even get close to it. Southeast Coast. Oh, yes. That would be somewhere here. Well, yes, and also at the same time kind of no, because if you get to the very far west side of that particular waterfall, you can build something on it, but then if you try and get any further over here, the game just essentially kills you, so you are right about that. But you can build a tiny dam along there. That was what I did in my last playthrough. In fact, I keep talking about my last playthrough. Can I very quickly get it open so I can show you? Let me see. Is it called 1.1? What's it even called? No, I've only got 200 hours on that one. Yeah. Wow, wait, we're about to overtake in hours. We're at 713 right now. Our last save was 777. Damn. I haven't actually loaded up the save since 1.1 came out, I don't think. Damn. Let's give it a shot. But yeah, I can very quickly show you where you can build the dam. Is it even going to open? Hopefully my world still works. I can't imagine it won't open. That would be a bit ludicrous. We're going to find out now, so. Yeah, thank you again to everyone who's tuning into the stream. Hope that everyone's doing good. Should still be live for another few minutes. I want to try and get a few more things done today if possible. Where am I? I know exactly where I am. This is the aluminium facility. I never got it finished, did I? Oh, what a shame. I love this area as well. What the heck am I wearing? That's cool. Look at the way the gas mask is inside the helmet. That is sick. I have to try and replicate that. That actually looks really impressive. Anyway. So this is my aluminium plant. It's relatively small, I think. Actually, no, it's not. It's massive. Forgot it. Oh, wait. Let me just screenshot this. This is the exact wall design I think I'm honestly going to use for the factory I'm just about to build. Did that work? There we go. Where's my hover pack? There we go. Got the train station. I'm not here for a world tour. I'm here just to try and show you my, the dam. I forgot I did this. I remember my game was lagging so... Oh, my old storage room. Okay, no, sorry. I can't get distracted. My game was lagging so much, I had to just build a roof over this place, which wasn't the initial plan. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. It's so weird being back here. It's actually quite weird. Anyway, this is what I wanted to try and get to. Did someone say hypertube cannon? I hope so, because we just used it. This is my old rocket fuel factory, and that's the cold power plants. So I assume this is where you want to try and build the dam. You can't get over there, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, oh that was close. So you can't get over there, but you can get over here. So even though this is a much smaller area, it is still possible. A much smaller area. It's actually quite a shame. I suppose what you could try and do is build a rather interestingly shaped looking dam where it comes out like this and then goes back in on itself and then comes back out again. But yeah, it is quite small. I don't think I can survive over here, can I? Can I try and land on this train? Crap. No. Well, the save broke down. I thought so too. That's why I'm quite surprised it's... Did I do that? Why did I do that? I know it's for the train, but I should have definitely spaced out these pillars a bit more. At least by getting rid of these two. And having one there, two gone. One there, two gone. Why is that floating? I know why that's floating. Never finished it. Oh, you know what? I liked a few of these blueprints. I love the way this tower looks from this angle. This took me ages to design, by the way. But I feel like the way it looks, again from this angle at least, is really nice. Can I replicate that? Okay, wait. Absolutely. I think what I want to try and do is save the idea for this blueprint. How big is it in the middle? It's not that big. How many fuel generators can I fit? That's the most important question here. 2, most likely, yeah. That's the problem now, isn't it? I can only fit just about 2 fuel generators here. And if I'm off by 400, I then need 200 floors. No thanks. That's most certainly an idea. From this angle, I don't like it that much, but from this angle, yeah. Anyway. Does this kill me? No, I think I can go out to round about there, can't I? Yeah. No. It's fine. Let's get back into it. There's a couple nice places where you can try and build dams around the map. Unfortunately, that's just not really one of them. Oh well. I'm sure there'll be a mod where you can actually try and go out of the playable area. Maybe try looking for that actually on the Satisfactory mods page or website. If there isn't a mod for that, I really hope there will be one, because I mean that just makes sense. That seems like it would do well. Right, back to this. It's actually quite nice that I got inspiration for my last save. Yeah. I want to try and add some lights into here. How am I going to do that? Well, simply put, go to organization and have you as close to the edge as I can get. Lovely. What color lights am I going to go for? Orange. Because the way orange reflects off of the coated concrete looks marvelous. It soaks up the colors, which I think looks rather stunning. Here we go. Now we just go up. Again, I know making this in the Blueprint Designer might be a bit easier, but I don't want to. Oh, is that it? No. I was going to say. I thought it would go up a bit further than that, and it does. I'm just a bit of a numpty. Oh, no. Do other countries say numpty, or is that an English thing? I've actually got no idea. I've only ever heard numpty said by people who live on the island. On the island. The island people. Yeah, I like that. See, it's small touches, like an elevator project. No. Okay. Why? Oh, whoops, no. I pressed the wrong button. I haven't done that since 2 minutes ago, so that's actually pretty good for me. Numpty from Brits? Oh, okay. Maybe it is just an English thing. Or a British thing. Nope. Now, something I would like to add along here, if it fits the vibe, or the aesthetic, sorry, the better words to use, is, oh no, that's fine. It's going to be this, the fans. I'm thinking this will look quite nice. Yeah, I don't mind that. Is there anything I want to try and add to it? I don't think so. Again, don't worry if you have just tuned in, this is going to change. It's not staying like that. Absolutely not. I like this. That's going to stay. Anything else I want to try and add? But I suppose I haven't quite finished this yet, have I? No. No. There we go. And bring it in there by a half nudge. Oh, actually, maybe not. You didn't look very good there. That doesn't look great either. Okay. Okay. I keep saying okay because I'm trying to think of what to do next. I'll think of it. Because the way this looks right now is okay. It needs more. It needs a bit of a, well, better look, to be quite honest. First thing that I can do here, regarding the tower, and I don't want to spend too much time working on this tower, but the problem is I'll only know if this is going to look good is if I finish the entire part of it. If I only do the lower half, I'm not going to know what this is going to look like, which could look not, well, dreadful. I don't think it will look dreadful, but always good to plan for these things. And again, I'm going to go with our layered tactic because it seems to have worked out quite well with what we just previously made. Like so. Nope. There. Now get rid of this. Bring it back here slightly. By about a nudge. A nudge is perfect. Same thing here now as well. Great. See, before I do that, I'll do this layer first. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. There we go. We then do this layer. So tomorrow's stream is going to be a couple hours long. I want to try and start it at the same time that my usual stream starts. But again, because it's quite a weird day, I'm not sure how the timings are going to work. But that is the plan. Just a usual stream, usual time. Same place, of course, no matter what. I still can't stream on Twitch. So until it's fixed, there's not really much I can do about that. Which is a shame. Because every now and then, I'll see people have like started to follow my Twitch, which is very nice. Very kind, of course. But then I feel bad because I can't stream there. How about we add some glass along here eventually? I feel like that's one thing this build's definitely missing. Luckily, including the waterfall there does massively help. Because it's not just concrete, it also has got a bit of that glass. Got a bit of the nature, a bit of white in there, basically. Anything that isn't concrete. But now I'm thinking about glass. I don't think it would look nice on the tower. Here, definitely we could try to incorporate it somehow. I've already got an idea for this. Let me try and... I know I'm getting distracted. Okay, this time I would admit I am fully distracted. Okay. Lock me up, throw away the key. I'm distracted again. But the plan is... something. I just thought of it, but now I'm actually not sure how it's going to look. Have this come along here. Like so. Then we mimic that on this side now. Things too curvy. Twitch might think you are making adult content. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Twitch. Well, it depends. Like, Twitch is very weird when it comes to, like, banning. There we go. I've never really understood Twitch's policy, like their terms and conditions. Because they say one thing, then just do something else. Okay, so that's design 1. Then continue the wall there in the back. Then what I want to try and do is, yet again, bring you to here, maybe. No. There we go. It's slightly... It's a half nudge too far in one direction. Oh well. Actually, no, you have got to go up. There we go. I don't know. I'm trying to do something, but I don't know what I'm doing. And because I don't know what I'm doing, it means that I don't know what I'm doing. I like that. Nope. I'm not indecisive. No, how could you possibly think that? Meanwhile... grab this. Grab this again. Okay. Bring it down. And I suppose... how far forward does I have to try and bring you out? So, to there. That doesn't actually help us. Okay. The points where I can just fit through it. I'd say there, actually, yeah. This should be the middle. Right here. Okay. Again, we are still making things up as we go along. This time it's looking a bit nicer. Then rather than repeating the exact same pattern again, what if I try adding in a concrete wall? Is it because I'm lazy? Yeah. Not doing it again. Oh, one more. One more pillar, no more, no less. That's an interesting... whatever this is. Wall, gates. Box. Yeah. But the problem is now, I mean, this looks okay, but what am I then going to do here? Because this is now the same height as that, when in reality I wanted this to be a bit smaller. What I could do, because this looks okay, but instead is put this here. To have our road go underneath here, for example. Because size-wise, it's pretty much the exact same size as our road, maybe a little bit smaller. In fact, it's definitely a lot smaller. It's actually miles smaller. It's about 2, maybe 3. This is 5. So it's 2 foundations too small. Oh well. And this will just jut up. That was the plan anyway. This is really interesting. Like, there's lots going on here. On the one hand, I know what I want to do, but I just don't quite know how to do it yet. My brain knows what I want to do. Do I want to continue this design over here? Although, probably not. At least it would make building the tower there nice and simple. Because if I was to continue that design, let's say for example we get rid of that and that. Let me get rid of this. Same thing there as well. Not sure about that just yet. We'll see. Yeah, build it there. Yeah, this could actually look rather interesting. Yeah, why not? Then get rid of that. Which I'm actually not massively upset with. Yeah. And when I say get rid of that, I don't actually mean get rid of all of it. I think just this part initially. I don't know what I'm going to do here though. Let's see. Let's experiment. Since that's kind of the whole theme for today. How does that look? Everything looking good. No reason why it shouldn't. Absolutely fine. Except for you. Why are you that bad? Don't do that ever again. So what was the cause of that then? You. Yeah. But no, you're the problem. I think. Maybe they were just both problematic. Let's try. Yep. Okay. Then in this gap here, we can try and have something. Even just leave it open, that's another idea. Again, thank you very much to everyone who's currently watching. Hope that everyone's having a nice Friday so far. Thursday so far. Maybe it's Friday for you, I don't know. Maybe it is Friday for you. If you're watching in, like I don't know, Japan. I can't imagine I've got a huge Japanese audience. Although you never know. Stranger things have happened. Okay, so these towers are both complete. This will then be mimicked over on that side. I don't know how tall I want this to be. I know I've brought it up by 10, but I don't know if I want it to be 10 tall. What I could then try and do is bring you to the same height. Why are you slightly lower than everything else? It's a bit weird. Doesn't make a huge difference, it's just slightly weird, that's all. Okay, then get rid of that, get rid of that. Oh. You should have actually been out by a bit more. Really? Same thing then with you. Okay, let's just say for now it's fine. I can move that off camera. Then bring you up to that height. Yep, that's fine. Nope. Okay. Then do the exact same sort of, well, not the exact same, a very similar design to what I did down there. By grabbing this wall here, and if it's going to cooperate, which I don't think it will, which is fine. Not built at the right angle for it to cooperate, that's why. And do this. Except a bit lower down. I think. That's fine. Then that. Yeah, see how it's not exactly lined up there? It's kind of annoying. But again, still, you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to do. It's definitely right, because it's lined up with there properly. It hasn't lined up here. What I could try and do, maybe, is just this. Then see how I can maybe squeeze this into there. No. It's fine. But again, you get the idea. Can then have something in here. I don't know what, but always room for possibilities. I think I like that design. And again, do the same thing over there. I suppose the main problem is, am I just going to have random towers, or is there going to be a purpose to this? Maybe up there we can build a drone port. Something, I don't know what. And that's where it all then connects. Yeah. Still definitely a work in construction right now. I don't really want to end the stream in a place where I'm unsure of what I'm going to do tomorrow, though. When it comes to this wall here, I think I'm going to move that further to this side. Concept-wise, though, I really don't mind it. In fact, what if I just do this? It might be huge, though, but if I start the wall there, then continue it all the way down to that side. Well, not all the way, but a fair chunk of the way. Probably a bit too much. Then grab our foundation here. And another foundation there. And grab a couple of our walls. No, actually, yeah, that's fine. Just paint a different colour. Let me grab this wall. Here. Then you can also go in there by a little bit. Except the only main difference here is going to be, I actually want this foundation to be slightly lower down. By 1, 2, ooh. Let's try 2. Grab that foundation. And come back out slightly here. Perfect. And lastly, this. I like that. It almost acts like a huge gateway into... Sorry, my eyes just massively open up right there. I just thought of an idea, but I don't think it's possible. A huge gateway into our factory. The idea was, if I just get rid of this very quickly, to grab this concrete and actually drag it out by a little bit, then have some pillars which I think could be rather interesting. Yes. Okay, I now have an idea what I want to try and do. Kind of. I mean, not everything's answered in my visions, but that's fine. Regarding this, then, I might want to drag this further forwards by about a foundation or two. Because of what I'm thinking is, if I grab this concrete here, and I do something like this, I then build this, the exact same thing what I just did right over there, but here, that'll then give it a slightly different elevation, and then here what I could do is just add a bunch of pillars. So I can grab the roof there, if I can try and select it, there we go. Bring it out to, let's say, here. And of course, detail these pillars in much more detail and depth. Something like that. That would look sick. I think we've got the idea, chap. Even though I was just saying to get rid of this, it actually just kind of works there. It definitely works there. But then what am I going to do here? I can't do a double one of these, can I? No, that just won't look very nice. However, I'm not necessarily hating the idea of doing this, plus it means I don't have to get rid of all the work I just did today. Why are you being built in such a weird angle? Just go up normally. So, like that, kind of. This. Which means that you are then going to come out by a little bit. And that will be the design. Have some lights going up there, most likely. That can then continue here. Okay, as of right now, I know it's clearly a construction site. It looks really weird. Now that I'm kind of taking away my vision of it, it does look really weird. However, I think the concept is going to look rather cool. And this could be one of my best looking designs of the week. I've technically only designed 2 things this week, and the other one was actually really nice looking, so it probably won't be the best design of the week, but oh well. Have that there anyway. Yes. I have no idea what the thumbnail is going to be for Monday. Or Sunday. Probably Monday. Maybe I'll do a stream Sunday if I'm back in time. Sorry, 1 second. Deeply important message. It's my mother, and if I don't reply within 5 minutes, she'll think I'm dead. There we go. This took so bad, but I know what I'm going to do. Okay, right. Here's the thing. Deep breaths. There we go. Fantastic. That was a good deep breath. What I could even try and do is bring this up to here. Because as you can see, is that going to line up? Yeah. This path already starts there. So if I bring it from that side to this side, at least then it will line up. Then I will still continue to start my factory here. Yeah. Or I could even bring up the stretch of concrete all the way from there to here. Continuing the pillars across. Maybe even continuing the roof? Am I going to overcomplicate this now? Because the good thing is, if I do go through with what I just talked about, so starting the roof there, then just yeeting it through to that side, ending with that pillar right there, at least then I'll know how I can start this part of the factory and just mimic what I've done over here. But again, if I'm going to do that, I definitely have to try and just plonk that into a blueprint designer. Because if I'm going to be placing this down at least another 20-ish times to get all the way around the factory, that's just going to be a nightmare. Considering in almost 3 hours we've only placed down 3 of them, plus a bit of logistical work and conveyor belt work. But that could be a good idea, actually. Then again, continue that out there. We'll grab this. Grab that. And I think I'm going to try and space these out every 5 or so meters, maybe? Of course, this is just temporary. See what it's going to end up looking like. That has to go as well. I shouldn't die from this. No. Almost. Might even try and get a thumbnail out of this. I mean, it'll look a bit weird. Yeah. I've actually got a decent thumbnail idea for Monday. What I'm going to do is select the decoupled camera again. It's quite dark now, so it's actually quite difficult to see my character. But this is the idea. Boom. There we go. Either way, chat, thank you guys very much for tuning in today. We've got a lot to do on... We've got a lot to do on Monday, a lot to do tomorrow as well. Going to go out exploring. It's going to look sick. We're going to get a bunch of, like, slime things. What they call it again? Yeah, slugs. Maybe a couple Mercer spheres and shards. We'll see how it goes. But thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for all the likes as well. Welcome to the 2 new subscribers of the day. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Stay safe, pioneers, and as always, Godspeed and cheerio.